courses in all short courses and driving with fully equipped cutting-edge facilities, affordable fees and exciting co-curricular activities. Jordan College is your best choice. Apply now for our January intake and train with the best. Visit us at our new ultra-modern campus, Jordan Towers, Thika Town. Jordan College of Technology, the leading TVET and medical institution in Kenya.
Teke na we go border. Chanwa Jam, Fita on time at the lowest charges in town. For helmet and ride in style. Be safi, be safe, nani easy. Kwa mfuko yako. Wigo, your trusted ride. Download the app now. Ama SMS Wigo to 20425. You'll fit it right on time. Wigo, your trusted ride.
Smocha or Rolex, which street food slaps the best? The quickest way to settle the debate is here. Safari Link now flies to Entebbe daily, flying from Kisumu International from $110 only, or from Wilson Airport from $150 only. The flights will commence from 16th December 2025. Book now on www.flysafarilink.com. Kenya and Uganda now closer together with Safari Link.
Every journey begins long before takeoff. It begins with a dream, a hope, a connection. Hashtag, every flight is more than travel. It's your story. Taking wing from Kalandula Falls to Golden Luanda sunsets, a continent of wonders awaits. Fly direct from Nairobi to Luanda 3 times a week, because with TAG, we are making dreams take off.
Oh, yeah. Here we go. All right, here we go. There's a couple as well. Let me see. Oh, there are two. I'm supposed to share the other one, but I did not. All right. I think the current trending story is Jeff Koinange is back on the airwaves, and maybe just let's take a look at. I'm gonna make it in a way that I'll be able to be playing the bites. So there's a friend of mine who's setting up a stream site, like a stream host. I'll be able to like just exactly play for you a bite when I'm doing the live stream. but I've seen a video excerpt of it. Let me see if I can get it. Yes, let's see if we can get to it. Anyways, as it keeps on loading, so Jeff Koinange has been off the airwaves for quite a very long time. I think. Yes, I think here it is. Here it is. Maybe I can just play for you. Hear it. So Jeff Koinange has been off the air, I think, for the past close to 4 months, and this is because a word on the cab had it that he was battling sicknesses. He was battling illnesses. He was diagnosed of in word on the cab had it once again that it could have been cancer or one of those terminal illnesses that I specifically have no clue or no idea about. But the good thing is he made it. The shocking part was when people started spreading rumors and that he's dead. Others said, he's in critical condition. But I remember, is it Fanyamambo or Fikirini who did a radio interview on Hot 96 and said he's been in contact with Jeff Koinange. Jeff Koinange is fine and he will make a debut back on television, and he's done it today. Actually, in this video right here, yes. It's actually from Citizen TV. I can see Ayub Abdikadir introduced Jeff Koinange back on the airwaves. I don't know, it's taking so long to load. Oh my gosh, I think I need to switch. I need to recheck on my internet.
This is JKL with Jeff Koinange. The 10th of December 2025, nearly.
I don't know why it keeps on buffering like that. Yeah, anyways, but in the video, it's actually Ayub Abdikadir who is introducing Jeff Koinange back onto the airwaves. It's really interesting. The video has been shared how many minutes ago? 1 hour. It already has 5,710 views. I'm 1,000% by the time it will be 11 p.m. that video will be clocking almost close to 11,000 views. And by the time it's tomorrow, it's going to be hitting almost 20K. So welcome back to Jeff Koinange. There were so many rumors, and one funny thing about rumors in this country is they spread quicker than the truth. Falsehoods that are perpetuated and perpetrated, propaganda, doctored, manufactured, AI, like wild information spreads quicker than the truth and the facts. And I think
21 days before
one of the most, I'd say, striking part about Jeff Koinange is that he's been a prominent journalist in this country who has inspired so many people. And seeing him actually go through whatever. I'll give you a short story. In 2024, I was invited to do a voice test at Tres Eastern, Tres FM. I don't know if you guys still remember Tres or Tres TV. It's one of the conglomerates for Tres the brand, radio, TV. But now that was radio, it's at ABC Plus. That was the first time I actually saw Jeff Koinange in person, and he was right over there. When you enter the ABC Plus, there are so many shops on this other side on your right, and then there's so many shops as well. Like, it's a beehive of activities happening at ABC Plus. So in my mind, I was starstruck, to be honest. Yeah. So I was like, can I go say hi to Jeff Koinange, or let me just hold back? But something told me you just go, because he was in his car seated, but he was busy on his mobile phone. He has this G-Wagon Benzie, So the window was rolled down. You could see him. He was busy on his mobile phone. I don't know if he was chatting, watching a video, liking, or conversing. So with my confidence and boldness, I straight up go to approach in charge, and I say, "Hi, Jeff Koinange, great to meet you in person." And I remember him just extending his gota hand, and he said, "Yeah," and he looked back. Yeah, I think that was my first time seeing Jeff Koinange. No. I think the first time I saw him on traffic at some point on Mombasa Road could have been a year before. Could have been a year before. So interesting that he's now back on the airwaves, and he's alive, healthy, and kicking. That's the most important thing. So far, so good. So congratulations, Jeff Koinange is not dead, like you guys had said. He's alive, healthy, sound, and kicking, and back on TV to make it even better. Okay. Now, away from that, another interesting story is 15 Kenyans are said to be deported from the United States. This just comes several days after President William Ruto met a state visit. Was it a state visit or it was an invite? Actually, it was an invitation to the United States to be a part of the DRC Rwanda peace deal, signing with leaders present, including Paul Kagame, DRC's Felix Tshisekedi, as well as our very own President William Ruto. Now, what as a result of that was the United States awarded Kenya uh, some huge sum of money equatable to 200 plus billion Kenya shillings for a healthcare program. It was a 5 year long healthcare partnership program to support endemic diseases, pandemic diseases. And I remember US Secretary of State Mark Rubio passionately speaking on it, saying that Kenya is the best suited African country to partner with the United States. So this just coming up days after President Ruto's state visit to the United States, it's really shocking and alarming. And I'm just going to read you through it really fast. It says, this is on the Citizen TV website, Citizen Digital. It says 15 Kenyans among worst of the worst arrested to be deported from the United States. 15 Kenyans who have been residing in the United States are among individuals branded the worst of the worst. Following the arrest for deportation by the Trump administration, the 14 men and one woman find themselves on an initial list of 10,000 whose names, images, and criminals' histories have been published by the United States Department of Homeland Security, DHS, on a webpage called Worst of the Worst, which was launched on Monday. The crimes for which they are listed include driving under influence, that is DIY, fraud and robbery. And then Naserian Montet smiling faces had also done now just describing. With the label she now carries, she appears on the initial list of 10,000 criminal aliens that the DHS says have been arrested by the U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement, that is the ICE. Naserian, who says was found guilty of assault in violation of a court order, was arrested in Spanish Fork in Utah and is joined by 14 other Kenyans viewed as threats to the United States national security. Also on the list is Alfredo Biero, who, according to information provided on the DHS website, was convicted of assault, driving under the influence, and domestic violence. He was also arrested in Colorado Springs. And then Patrick Mwangi and Daniel Carthy were both convicted of driving under influence and arrested in Texas. And then Isaac Kidinji, labeled worst of the worst for flight to avoid prosecution, was arrested in Arizona. And then Clement Mulovi was convicted of fraud, was also arrested in Houston, Texas, while Moffat Murithi was convicted of drug-related offenses and was also arrested in Texas. Anthony Carrier, convicted of fraud, false statement, and hit and run, was also arrested in Seattle, in Washington. Boniface Mburu was convicted of aggravated assault and stolen property, was also arrested in Georgia, and Kevin Gunyanyi was convicted of assault and terroristic threat offenses, was arrested in Pennsylvania. Mohamed Chekchekani rounds off initial list of 15 Kenyans labeled as the worst of the worst Kenyan criminal offenders in the United States. According to DHS, he was convicted of kidnapping a minor, violating Racketeer Influenced and Corrupt Organizations Act under the RICO criminal in the United States, and was also arrested in San Pedro in California. The RICO offense is it's like the borderline one in the United States, and it's also a charge that Didi was also convicted of, but to Didi that was like a very minor one. But being an African and being part of a RICO, oh my friend, the only thing they can do, whatever country it is, utafunguliwa mashtaka, but while your mashtaka case is being heard or is ongoing, you'll be in your flight heading back to where you came from in your country. And recently we saw President Donald Trump actually say all Somalis should be, deported. Remember, in Minnesota, the representative is Ilhan Omar, and when Donald Trump was interviewed, he actually said Ilhan Omar has done nothing for people of Minnesota. In fact, they're saying the amount of money that was embezzled in Minnesota, more so specifically coming from aid funding, is in trillions. And I've seen Elon Musk as well tweet something about it. I don't think if it's something I'm gonna check and land on it. But yeah, it's interesting that it's coming at a time when Donald Trump has signed an MOU, and he also rewarded President Ruto with an invitation to the Olympics, which is interesting. Well, I can see right here, Nobel Prize winning physicist says Elon Musk. What? As it keeps on loading. Let me just. I'm not gonna do this for long, so hold your horses. Yeah, it keeps on loading. But then I think the aftermath of that peace treaty between the USA, DRC, Rwanda, Kenya could fall apart because immediately they signed that peace agreement, war escalated in Rwanda and yes, no, in DRC. And as we speak right now, it is actually just at the peak of it. This article is in French. The Nobel physicist who treats the economy like a machine, Giorgio Parisi, says what? Giorgio Parisi didn't win Nobel Prize. I think the highlight is a Nobel Prize winning physicist says Elon Musk and Bill Gates are right about the future. We'll have far more free time, but we may no longer have jobs. Interesting. Yes, this is actually, it's been an ongoing debate. Whether AI is going to replace human beings in workspaces, because right now we are staring at something called superintelligence AI, and this is artificial intelligence that can control itself. It's AI that surpasses human intelligence, and that's the worst kind of artificial intelligence. If a machine can surpass human intelligence, then it's not good. It's not good to anyone. It's a disaster. It's a monster. It's a beast. And if that kind of AI is allowed in institutions and industries, in education, in health, in human-centered or human-based run facilities, then we are staring at a possibility of human erasure in most of these institutions that surround our day-to-day lives. So superintelligence, which is the next frontier in artificial intelligence, could be the worst. And in my own prediction, I think if superintelligence is gonna be the order of the day by the commencement of 2026, then I see a lot of people just, feeling worthless. Like there've been a person who prefer to speak to a robot, a person who prefer working with a robot and prompting a robot and directing and assigning duties to a robot than a human being. And that is the worst kind of a life. Like it's a utopia dystopia. It's a slippery slope. So it's very scary, number one. Number two, it's unprecedented. Number three, I don't think any human being is ready for superintelligence AI. But Elon Musk has been steadfast and resolute, continuously saying that there'll be no work. Like we'll have more free time, but people will not have jobs because all the jobs will be done by prompts and instructions by robotics. In fact, it's not more than 6 months plus away where Amazon laid off at least 100,000 workers and replaced it with automated machine systems, mostly robots and AI. So that again, it's a precursor to what's looming. Anyways, now away from that, let me get to some of the top trending stories that I've seen. There's an interesting story as well I had reposted on my Instagram. Let me get to it. I can see right here from 10 News Australia. It says, if you're planning to visit the United States in the next few years, be prepared to hand over a lot of more personal information. The United States Border Force is planning changes that will require Aussies, that's Australians, to disclose social media, biometrics, and family details before they let you in the United States. So I think what President Donald Trump is doing is he's isolating the United States. His modus operandi is more of yes, it's MAGA, make America first, make America great again, but that kind of modus operandi is isolating America, and the aftermath of that is vulnerability, meaning that possibly he has foreseen something that maybe the world has not seen. One thing that I know for sure, we are staring at a possible World War III, and some of these leading countries that are building bunkers, testing and even, unleashing their nuclear weapons could aim at the United States, and that isolationist kind of modus operandi puts America at the most vulnerable place, because if he doesn't have partners like Russia, China, who their biggest competitor, who gives President Donald Trump nightmares and sleepless nights, it means that America is not strong on its own and it can't entirely stand alone. So I think Vladimir Putin of Russia could turn out to be the most powerful president of the world. If you could remember a couple of months ago when China was commemorating its 80th, is it its 80th anniversary since World War II, and they went on a military armory showdown. Like they showed all their including their nuclear weapons, from missiles to grenades to bombs to fighter jets and all those, weapons that can annihilate and just turn a country upside down. And President Donald Trump was not invited, and he felt some type of way. But interestingly, President Donald Trump reacted and said he was watching actually that whole military parade, and some of the powerful leaders. In fact, it was said, it was described as one of the most, it was powerful leaders converging, a convergence of world most powerful leaders, from Kim Jong-un of North Korea, Vladimir Putin of Russia, including China's, as of course it was happening in Beijing, where the president was there, Xi Jinping, including India's Narendra Modi. So it was extremely it was a rendition of showcasing weapons of mass destruction. But I know after some time, because if they've tightened, I'd say if they're tightening entry measures to the United States, it means that President Donald Trump is kicking out most Africans. And I think just a while ago, I saw a comment and a reaction where President Donald Trump was saying black people love him. Let me see if I can get to it and read it, because I don't want to stay here for long. I'm extremely tired. I'm extremely exhausted. I just want to go to bed. Just want to go to bed. It keeps on loading. I don't know. Well, I thought today is really slow. Huh? I can see a video right here. A 16-year-old student who was reportedly involved with his 33-year-old teacher has finally returned to school. Did you guys see this video? I have not watched it. I'm actually looking forward to watch it, guys. I'm looking forward to watch it. Did you see this 15-year-old video? That you see why men have so many advantages. More wins for him. And there is the little boy became a man, Lamine Yamal. What a story. 16. What were you doing when you were 16? And somebody said that child needs a psychologist. Are they hugging him because he cracked? Or what? Someone... Even the girls want some slaps. This is alarming to them. He is a hero. I know. I was just briefed of the video, but I have no idea. No idea. No. All right, there's an interesting reaction right here from the Diddy documentary. I watched just a portion of it, and it says 50 Cent and Marlon Wayans are clashing over comments the actor recently made about the new Diddy documentary, Sean Diddy Combs The Reckoning. This popped off on Monday, December 8th, when an interview Marlon did on Los Angeles 92.3 debuted online. During the sit-down, Marlon said 50 was kicking puff while he's down with the documentary. 50 Cent responded by telling Marlon to keep 50's name out of his mouth, and the two have been trading shots across social media since then. All I can say is just support. Salute to Marlon. It's 2025 and 50 Cent jokes and pettiness is gonna win over Marlon's seriousness and fact. LOL. Who's telling the story? The people that was there. Broken American English. Marlon got sugar in his tank. But there were those accusations that Marlon Wayans is gay because he also has a transgender child. Anyways. Here it is. Trump says black people love him. They know a scam better than anybody. All right, during a rally in Pennsylvania yesterday, President Donald Trump spoke about different topics, one being black voters, saying they love him and can easily recognize a scam. Interesting. I know this was trolling. Despite Trump saying he got the highest number of black votes, stats show that Kamala Harris was overwhelmingly supported by the demographic. Funny. Somebody said, too comfortable. That's Nimrod Nick. Why are we always being brought up? And then he'll play in our face all day, every day. What the F do that even mean? I'm on the floor. It must be a new set of black people he's talking about. Laughing my ass out. Man, he ain't wrong. You know how many black people said they was voting for him because of the broken American English. Now, on this other side, they say Twitter co-founder Jack Dorsey launches a BitChat, a messaging app that doesn't need the internet. BitChat is one of the rarest kinds of messaging apps because it does not need the internet to work. Unlike normal apps that depend on servers, BitChat uses Bluetooth to pass messages from one phone to another. It was built to help people stay connected during blackouts, censorship, or any moment when online tools stop working. A report from the development team shows that even though Bluetooth is common, using it as a full communication network is very unusual. Phones must link together in a mesh, the signal must travel far, and the app must stay private without accounts. This condition makes BitChat different from apps that most people use every day. That's an interesting app. Would you love, guys, to have an app in your mobile phone that doesn't need you to subscribe to any mobile internet provider? Like right here in Kenya, we have Safaricom. So BitChat. So Jack Dorsey is also the founder of Twitter. And then he sold it to Elon Musk, and Elon Musk turned it into X, which is one of the biggest, most used app, even in Africa and everywhere. And speaking of that, so Australia finally banned social media. And 1 million social media accounts across Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, Snapchat, YouTube, and others have been deactivated across Australia as the world's first nationwide ban for people under the age of 16 years takes effect. The move is driven by fears about the impact of social media on children's mental health. Right, and the interesting, in fact, there's a notification that they got from Instagram. Let me read it to you. It says, due to laws in Australia, you won't be able to use social media until you've turned 16. See the next steps. Right, that's the message right over there. I don't know if you guys can see it. Can you see it? Yeah. Interesting. But also, I think that is not sustainable or tenable in a way that if you have a child that's into tech, waiting for him or her to turn 16 is bro, some of us while we were 16, we were already in Form 2. Thus, you're an adult. Most of you had sex even before you turned 10, or even 11, 12, or 13. So 16, that's a full-blown adult if you're in Africa, so to say. But yeah, I think for the sake of reclaiming, rerouting, and restarting the path to healing and restoring person-to-person relationships from families, because there's people who their relationships have ended, marriages have ended, deals have died because you are busy on your mobile phone just responding to your text. You're being called. Instead of you eating, you're busy on your mobile phone. So I think Australia is gonna be a prototype in this thing, and I can't wait to see how it's gonna turn out. There's so many reactions to it, and it's interesting that this is happening at such an age and time. And right now, just to finish up, because I'm so exhausted, I'm actually trying my very best. And I was not feeling well during the day. This one will blow your mind. The top 10 countries spending the most on OnlyFans. And you're not, the seventh one, you're not ready for it. So it's not from number 10. Number 10, most countries spending on OnlyFans include Spain. Spain is at the bottom apex of it with 194 million spent on OnlyFans, and then followed by Brazil at 194 million US dollars. The next one, I don't know what happened to my Wi-Fi. So Spain and Brazil, they have the same amount, 194 million US dollars. And then I'm already at a 30-minute mark, so I had to make it very, 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 very fast. Germany is at number 8 with 237 million US dollars. Germans have spent that amount on OnlyFans. Number 7 is Australia with 237, so the same amount between Germany and Australia, 237. France still with 237, number 6. Fifth is Mexico, $291 million. Italy with $355 million. Italians have spent that much money on OnlyFans. Coming in at third position is $355 million US dollars from Canada on OnlyFans. And then leading from the second position is the United Kingdom with 531 million US dollars. That's $500 billion. And then on top, of course, the United States at $2.63 billion. That's the amount of money these countries have spent on OnlyFans. And it just shows you the number of people that are interested on OnlyFans. But then there's a story as well that was trending about Edgar Barry and how, and how word on the cab has it that he's been scamming people, and the BNN Premium does not offer data friendly or data safety measures that could guarantee you, if you're a subscriber, you're sure 100% that your data is safe. So, and also he's being sued, I think, by one of the people who are his victim. Maybe they were exposed, and so they're retaliating via a lawsuit. So it's really interesting, I think. Yeah, I think we can end it there. Today I really had a busy day. Today I had planned to just rest. My birthday is on 15th of December. That's on a Monday. I don't know what I'll be doing. But yeah, tomorrow I'll be dropping episodes right here on YouTube. Banger fire episodes. So ensure that you subscribe. Yeah, ensure that you subscribe and check out many other videos down below. As I'll see you when I see you tomorrow with a fresh episode right here on the Brand Circle. The Brand Circle Show. Let me tune into JKL and just follow up on some of the hard trending stories.
Essentially is about organizing the polity being the nation state, about the resources within the polity, about the opportunities within the polity, and about the people and the other and with those opportunities and resources. And so
Yeah,
there
wame-
is accountability
wamekula.